So you've probably been watching the news and you see all the doom and gloom of all the real estate across the country. And I just wanted to bring some clarity to what's happening in Connecticut, specifically speaking of the four counties on the shoreline of Connecticut. I do service the whole state, but for right now, to keep it simplicity and to keep this a little shorter, I'm going to do the four counties: Fairfield, New London, Middlesex, and New Haven counties. Not in that particular order. They go in a different direction. So, my name's Dan Lussier. I'm a local real estate agent here in Connecticut, and I wanted to bring you the numbers that I look at every day. Usually I break it down a little more to the town, and if you are in a certain town anywhere in the state of Connecticut and you're wondering what your numbers are, do me a favor and look down below. You'll see my contact information down there. You can email me, you can give me a shout on the phone, text, even schedule a call, and I would be more than happy to do a quick video for you and send it right to your email on your market. So let's get into Fairfield numbers and see what's going on with Connecticut real estate. All right. So, Fairfield, you are up 18% year over year. These are year over year months. And I went back 5 years to just give you an idea of before pandemic, and now, we've had this big run. So Fairfield is up quite a bit. 650,000 is the median sale price right now for the month of February in Fairfield. And you can see, usually we take a direction up from here, especially on prices. So Fairfield last year was 551,000, and then we started climbing all the way to June. And then we start hitting a little bit of a bump here. This is usually the summer months where most people are on vacation. So your buyers, they're not as many, and the bidding wars. Pro tip, if you want to buy a house, buy it in August, because usually everybody's on vacation. So things are a little quieter in the dog days of summer. So that is the sale price, or the median sale price. Let's go now over to closed sales. So we are up 5.3. Looks like 317 closed transactions in the month of February. Now that's for the entire county. And we're coming off of December. There's a big drop here. This happens every year, and you can see this right here. Same thing here. Every year in the fall and in the winter, when we get into the holidays, there's always a drop off in sales. And then we start picking up steam in the spring. This is where you can kind of forecast and get an idea of where the market's going and get an idea. Nobody has a crystal ball, but you can see the trends that happen pretty much every year right here, according to the graph. So let's go over to months of supply. Now, if you don't know what months of supply is if we didn't list any more homes from this point on, this is how many months it would take to completely sell out everything that is on the market. Typically, you would want something over around 5 to 6 months of inventory is the sweet spot, where it's not a buyer's market, but it's also not a seller's market. When you hit that 6 month and higher, you become a buyer's market, where now the buyers have the advantage. Because there's so many homes on the market, they have so many to choose from and not as many buyers. You can get your home inspections, you can get credits, you can really get a lot of things. But right now, and in the last few years, as you can see way back here, in 2019, it was a strong buyer's market for Fairfield County. And since 2020, it has been nothing but a steady seller's market. And this is where we're seeing people waiving home inspection. Do not do that. We see people giving up, buying gifts and whatever they can do to entice a seller to accept their offer. Right now we're right around 2 months. So again, if nobody listed in another home, in 2 months, Fairfield would run out of homes to sell. So with that said, let's go into shows to contract. I like to look at shows or the shows to contract because doing the shows to contract will give you an idea of how many showings on average it takes to get a contract. Now, right now in Fairfield, it's negative 7.6. So around 24 showings to get a contract. Now, with this market, it's being as hot as it has been, you could have 24 showings in 24 hours, 48 hours. So that gives an indication there on how many showings. And again, you can see the trends. Less showings as we go into the August. Same with here. Less showings going into August. So one other thing, I do want to go back and go to days on market, because this is a really good indicator, especially if you're considering on selling and you have a timeline. So say you want to be out of your house by July. All right, you ask me, hey, Dan, when should I list if we want to be done by July? And I'll say, all right, well, we got to look at the trends. How many days on market? How long is it going to take you to prepare your home to get it ready? It's not just sign papers and put it on. Very few homes are ready the minute they call an agent. You should be calling an agent right away to then have a plan and see where you're going from there, because it's going to take time and every home is going to be different. So we can see here days on market in February was 68, and that is the average days on market, 68 days. So if you're priced, right where you should be, not too low, not too high, you should expect a little over 2 months of being on the market before you are under contract and ready to go. See, so in the spring months, it got a little quicker. And it looks like right around 30 days, right around 45 to 30 days. So this is typical. But now if you look back, 117 days. That's more than 3 months, almost 4 months. So it's quite a difference now that we have this whole new generation coming in of buyers. Now, this also plays a role with rates and all of that good stuff. So I won't get too far into that. All right, so let's go look at our next county. We're going to look at New Haven County. Let's go back to the prices. All right, median prices in New Haven County, $352,500. We are up 12.6% from the same time last year. And even though this is the up and down, you can still see the upward trend. You got your ups and downs in the normal market cycles throughout the year. And again, this is a good way to kind of project where things are going. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, we dropped down to the lowest point here, and then we pop back up in February. All right, let's look at closed sales. For New Haven County is down 5%. We had 322 closed transactions in the month of February. Same time last year, it was 339 sales. So, and it looks like it's pretty even throughout the last 5 years is number of sales. So when you say low inventory, sometimes that's miscued because the inventory may be low, but what's happening is homes are coming on the market and they're selling so fast, there doesn't have a chance to accumulate properties. So it gives that illusion that the inventory is low. But if you looked at the closed sales, you look all the way back here, in February of 2019, there was 417 in that month. So we're now at 322. So it's not really that far off. Days on market, 51. So again, same as Fairfield, we're pretty close, around 2 months and or normal cycles. Month supply, 1.7. This hasn't changed since last year. Same thing, 1.7, 1.7, 1.4. So February is usually that low dip, and then we start to come out of it from there. So let's take a look at shows to contracts. 21 showings on average to get to a contract. This is down 0.9%, not much change there. All right, let's go to Middlesex. Middlesex County, price. All right, so Middlesex County, We are at 411,111. We are up 11.1. That's a lot of ones from last year. Last year we were at 370,000, and as you can see, it did a jump up here and then it dropped. But then it came way up in the months of May and June as expected. And we can see the steady incline from down here, which was a low of 262,000 in January of 2019. So we've come up quite a bit. All right, so let's get on to closed sales. 77 closed sales in Middlesex County. We're down 13.5% from last year. So sales have dropped off a little bit in Middlesex. Month supply, boy, we're all 4 counties so far, or 3 out of the 4 counties are running on the same numbers here. 2 months of supply, pretty straightforward this time of the, in these days. It did get down to 1.4 in 2022, which was pretty low. See, over here in 2019, this was a buyer's market, and then we just started going into, or seller's market. Sorry, this was a good buyer's market, and then we started getting into a seller's market. All right, let's move on to shows to contract. So showings to contract, 18. So 18 showings on average to get to a contract. That's typical with an average price point and everything going smoothly. Let's see, February of last year, where were we? 21. So we're down 15%, which isn't bad. That's, less showings. All right, let's move on to New London County. New London County. Okay, so New London County, we are up 2.7% year over year for February, 337,000. Last year, we were at 328,000. So not much of a jump from year over year. It's, New London County didn't jump up quite as high as the other counties. We still have that increased trend all across, the shoreline on Connecticut. Closed sales, we had 133, which is the lowest out of the 4 counties, down 6.3%. We had 142 last year. Days on market, for those of you who are maybe thinking about selling, 48 days. Now look at this. They were down under 30 days for a long period of time, months. And then again here, June, September, October, November. November jumped up to 36 of last year. We're all under that 30-day mark. So homes are selling fairly quickly in New London County. That should reflect on the showings to contract. So we had 17 showings. We're down 6.5%. 17 showings for the month of February, and then 18.6 last year. All right. So with all those numbers, you can strongly say that it looks like we're still on a very upward trend on everything. Up par, anything bad happening, banks, whatever going on. We still have a lot of buyers. I'm in bidding wars. I was in one last week. And people are still going 10, 20, 30, 40,000 over asking here in the central part of the state on the shoreline. And I'm seeing it all over, all throughout the state of Connecticut. And it comes down to the price. Some sellers are shooting for the stars, and those homes are sitting. I'm seeing homes that have been on the market for 100 days, 100 plus days. So if you have any other questions about this real estate market in Connecticut, feel free to reach out, and do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. This way you can get, and the bell, so you can get notified. Every month we'll be doing one of these. It'll be within the first week of the month. We'll try to get the market update report from the prior month, and we can keep track of where things are going. And hopefully this helps you with your real estate goals. And until the next time, I'll have a good one.